Manager. I've been working with RFID technology since 2003 in the area of promoting the technology and also technology development. I'm very, very interested in the area of using RFID to create differentiation throughout your organization. Again, this is also linked with the Mechatronics side, which I have a strong basic background in. Also, Pat Doody, who was here yesterday, he's our director for RFID and Internet of Things. I have stolen a lot of Pat's presentation, so the email at the address at the bottom you'll see is actually Pat's. Current role, like I said, I'm the centre manager. RFID, for people who aren't too sure what RFID is, basically it stands for radio frequency identification. The most common places you'll come across it are anyone who came through the M50 E-flow is a form of RFID. These leap cards you can get when travelling on Dublin Bus and Lewis and the Dart, they're also an RFID based technology. Your contactless payments you can see in the Visa card down here. AIB and Bank of Ireland are also doing these at the moment. The new driver's licenses, which we're about to get here, have RFID based technology in them. Basically, you have a tag and a reader, and the tags in each of this case can be your passport, a European passport, a smart passport, driver's license. They have a little coil in them, an electronic coil, and you use a trigger or an RFID reader, which emits a radio wave, takes the code from this tag and receives it again. We use this for a number of different applications across industry, for traceability, asset management. I'll speak a little bit more about them. Basically, RFID is wireless transfer of data between tag and reader. You can read multiple items simultaneously, and you don't need a line of sight. Okay, sorry, I'm skipping slides there. Okay, who uses RFID technology? Very, very common in the retail industry, which we've seen here. Automotive industry, an awful lot of car manufacturing companies use it for manufacturing and correct placement during manufacturing to have correct bits come together, pieces come together. So it's actually for networking. You can use it for networking your whole manufacturing area as well. Aviation, this is more around asset management, lost luggage, or hopefully not lost luggage. Defence supply chains use this for asset management. Pharmaceuticals are using this very much for e-pedigree initiatives that are coming on, or item level traceability, which is right down to an individual box of medicine or individual item of food. Food companies are doing it, we say, down to item level. Agri-food industry are very much using this again for traceability. And the very obvious one then that goes across all these ones I've mentioned are logistics, transport, and again, supply chain management, which is the area I was involved in for the last number of years. I've listed 10 to 12 questions here. If you can answer yes to any of these questions, or if these are recurring problems you have throughout your personal organization or industry, then RFID is perhaps a very good solution for you. Managing items quickly. Do you need to increase throughputs? Excuse me. Do you have particular bottlenecks within manufacturing? Inventory checks. It greatly reduces inventory, the time to do an inventory count. Also helps increase business processes through lead times, etc. And all this is again given by real-time visibility, which we link back to supply chain management, and again this enhanced visibility. Okay, so a little bit about IMaR again, who we are. We're Enterprise Ireland funded, like I said to you. We're a non-for-profit. We're based in the Institute of Technology, so being with an IT, being with an educational institution, we are not profit driven. There's 12 of us around the country, okay? Our particular area is intelligent mechatronics and RFID. I'm sorry about the difficulty with reading that, but do contact me if you need any help or if you're interested in any of these areas. The way it works is we're based down here in Tralee, and if you come to me with a particular issue around mechatronics, RFID, or anything similar, any of the areas that you're experiencing difficulty with your particular company or with your particular process, if I can't personally help you with mechatronics or RFID, I'll just put you in touch with one of the guys around the country, one of these technology gateway centres. I'd encourage you to look at them. They're a very useful resource. So again, we're based around number one, RFID technology, and secondly, intelligent mechatronics. And I've broken into strands. Here's typically what we do. In the intelligent mechatronics area, we do prototype design and development. Very much about nuts and bolts, improving proof of concept to you, delivering you a tangible product that you can perhaps implement into production, alleviate bottlenecks or just totally cancel out bottlenecks you're having. give you enhanced automation, reduce lead times. Again, this is through increasing throughput, and we do this through the proof of concept, like I said, and we have a process validation. They're also areas that we help out at. In terms of RFID and Internet of Things, we've production chain of custody or product chain of custody, which is traceability basically. That's what it is. Real-time visibility across your supply chain. Networked manufacturing is where the concept of the Internet of Things comes from. It's basically being able to control things remotely and to watch things remotely. Everything is linked into this internet. That's what we promote. And again, this creates an incredible, huge amount of data or data, whichever you want to call it. We look after that, or you tell us what's good in that, and we try and tell you when problems happen consistently, where they happen, and where you should probably be focusing. Sensor development, we also develop an array of sensors, and we implement these across production. That's very much linked with our mechatronics side. And again, this thing of big data, I don't really like putting that down because it seems to be a big buzzword at the moment, but we work with your data, we statistically analyse it and tell you where you should be focusing to alleviate problems. Mechatronics, very quickly, what is mechatronics? Mixture of engineering, both electronic and mechanical engineering, and also software, we link in with that. What do mechatronics do, or what do we do with mechatronics? We do this basically to increase your level of control over automation, or basically computed control. We want to develop that for you. Electrical and electronic mixed together with software engineering, that's mechatronics. We can pull these all together for you. Sorry, now I'm really racing through this. Some of the mechatronic projects that we have, a company named Ecolight came to us. And what Ecolight had was they bought particular components from an Asian country, and they weren't too certain of consistency of quality. So what we did, these were lighting for fridges. So what we did was we took a few of these samples off them. We did accelerated shelf life tests, basically. We set up a proof of concept, an oven, I like to call it, or a coffin is what they called it down in Tralee, but we tried not to do that. Basically, it was a test centre where we exposed this lighting to particular environmental conditions that it would normally be exposed to in fridges, which were its natural environment. What we were able to do was to give the person who was distributing these lights throughout the country, was to give them, number one, a shelf life of this product, so then they could guarantee this product to customers. With that, this person could then calculate ROI. They could then secondly do a correct business plan, so they knew how often they had to come back to customers, how often a product would be faulty, and it gives you an immense amount of security if you could do that, if you can guarantee a certain amount of your products. So we helped them do that. That was the mechatronics side of the house. And in terms of how people generally engage with us, like I said, Enterprise Ireland have fully funded us for the next few years, so our main aim is to engage with industry guys to come to us and say, here's my problem, here's my particular issue. There's a number of grants that Enterprise Ireland have. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Number one is an innovation voucher, where a company comes to us and say, Ultan or Andrew or Pat, whoever, guys, this is a problem we have. We help you develop a business case. Now, if this issue creates innovation or creates differentiation across your company, and we can clearly show that, we submit to Enterprise Ireland. We say, here's what we want to do with this innovation voucher. They give us €5,000 and we develop a prototype for you within reason. We won't build you a whole new production plant, obviously, with €5,000, but we will help focus. We'll agree all this before that, and we'll help deliver a product to you. There are a number of different mechanisms then you can follow up through with us to say feasibility study, innovation partnerships, or we work in consortiums across Europe also. But these are the engagement mechanisms that we actually encourage you to look at, to come to us. Like I said, if we can't help you in an area of mechatronics or RFID, then we very much put you in touch with other guys. The technology gateways throughout the country. So I think that could perhaps be as quick as I can. Very quickly, RFID in Europe, our director of RFID down in the centre is Pat Doody. Pat has been heading up huge initiatives across Europe. I'd encourage you to look at this. It's called RFID in Europe. It's an engagement platform for stakeholders in RFID, be it end users, suppliers, and what it is basically a nice way to talk where you're not given engineering jargon if you're not from engineering, because most companies who come to us, they tend to outsource a little bit. They say, look, this is not our speciality, but this is what we need to do. Our speciality is creating this particular product. We don't know a whole lot about automation or mechatronics. That's why we want you to do it. This is what Pat gave the initiative to Pat to set up RFID in Europe. It's a common platform, like I said, of all stakeholders where you can sit down and talk in non-technical terms, or you can engage in non-technical terms. You can know what's happening around Europe in the area of RFID. And very quickly, another initiative that has just started up in the last few weeks is RFID and You. That's actually, you can check it up, rfidandU.org. Again, this is the brainchild of Pat, the director of RFID with IMaR. It involves M&S, or Marks and Spencers, and what they want to do is promote the use of RFID. And this is again done through people from all backgrounds, all areas of business, just to talk so we can let you know where you benefit from it. Again, that's all available on the website. If you do want to contact us, I was going to say we are here, but I think most people are leaving pretty soon, but just drop us an email. We can talk a little bit more, again, around the area of RFID, Mechatronics. We're very much up to speed on that, and we'd love to speak to you about it. So thank you. I hope that was quick enough.
Very good.